on what others have said. And then sometimes you overvalue the opinions of other people. And when you overvalue the opinions of other people, it can lead you to worry and fear. Someone is trying to evaluate you who has no idea of what your gifts are. They're only evaluating you based on your best performance, and your best performance was way under your gift. Your best performance was you trying to copy what somebody else did. And so you tend to overvalue what someone else said. You need to start walking 17 miles. Somebody told me one time, you need to start drinking at least 10 glasses of water a day. I tried it. Have your eyelashes ever sweat? No, I'm serious. My teeth got liquid. Do you know if you drink 10 glasses of water a day the way they were telling me to do it, you can't go to work unless you work in the swimming pool out at the 24-hour wetness. And there are all kinds of things that have kind of discouraged some of you from being who you are because you overvalued what other people said too much. And you have not sat under God's word enough to find out what God says about you. Sometimes what people say about you can be wrong because they can meet you at a horrible season of your life. You go to one group, they tell you need to eat more beef. These people tell you need to eat more greens. Them telling you need to eat more fruit. Those tell you need to drink more water. This is all at the same time. So you got fruit, water, vegetables, and green stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And now they tell you need to lose weight. Well, I did what everybody told me to do. The devil did a real number on me in this area, because I started overvaluing what people were saying. You know, because as a leader, people will tell you, and even as a speaker or preacher, people will tell you, what you need to do is you need to preach about this, and you need to focus on that. You know, there's too many gay people in the world. Somebody need to talk about the gays. There's too many black people without jobs. Somebody need to talk about the black people without jobs. There's too many white people taking over this. Somebody talk about that. And so people start to tell you, and because you want so much to be used by God and in favor of God's people, people start getting in your ear. Well, if I was the preacher, what I would do, and I know I got to tell Pastor Rush he'll do this, and I know he probably won't do that. And so you start overvaluing what people say too much. And then one day you'll open your eyes and you realize you have the exact amount of people following you as they have following them. 0. Because most people who have direct access to you all the time look to see who's following them. They may have succeeded at stopping you from following God. They will tell you, you don't party enough. Your life is too bland. You need to get out and have some fun. They enjoyed you, Rickie. That's not a good word. I am so sorry about that. I don't know how to spell Rickie. I just grew up with that word. I'm sorry. Cut that from the road. Anybody know who Rickie is in here? Oh, okay. Well, they enjoyed it. Some Rickie people used to be. All right, I got you. I knew I heard that somewhere, but they enjoyed that. And you valued what they said so much. They said, don't go to church tonight. So-and-so's coming over. And God had a word for you that was going to get you through next month. But you valued too much the opinions of people who were admiring you. They just couldn't tell you. Sometimes people will tell you things to see if you're listening to them, and the whole time they're admiring you. And when you decide to listen to them, they stop their admiration for you because they realize you're not listening to God like they thought you were. It's like the kid whose parents can't tell him, no, don't go to that party. That boy is asking you, Mom, can I go to the party? That girl has said, Mom, can I go to the party? And now all of your friends, you need to let the boy party. You need to let the girl go out. My gosh, you're going to run away from home one day. One thing you always know when you ran away from home, you ran just a little while and you had to come on back. This is 2014. You know where kids run away from home now? Upstairs in their room. They run away all the time. You know, what happens when you run away from home? You don't talk to your parents. You don't see them. You don't eat there. And you keep your door closed because you're not in the room. That's what happens now anyhow. You can run away on iPad. I'm gone. You stay in the room all day. But sometimes when your child says, Mom, can I go to that party? They are hoping, and I've said this before, and I'm saying this to bless somebody now. They are hoping and praying, Mom or Dad, that you will say no, because it's so much easier. It's so much easier on them if they can go to their friends and say, man, I want to come, but my mama too strict, my daddy too hard. Dog, they won't let me go. But your son and your daughter already knows that if they go to that party, there's going to be some gang fighting. There's going to be some dope smoking. There's going to be some fighting going on. And that's the night that he or she may be initiated into the gang. And it will be so much easier if they could say, my mama or my daddy won't let me go. Sometimes your struggle as a parent is that you're overvaluing somebody else's opinion a little bit too much. So why are we doing this? Because we have a fear of what others think. I think the hardest decision that every parent here has to make is the same one that God had to make one day, putting your kids out. You know how hard it was for God to get up one day and tell Adam and Eve, get your stuff. Get your stuff. Get your stuff. Put my stuff down. Get your stuff. You came in this world with nothing. They just walked out. Oh, that's cold. Put my leaves down. All right, all right. I'm sorry. Bad pastor. That was not nice. But it happens. I don't want to make it look like I don't love them. So they'll stay here and I'm broke because they're spending everything I have and not giving to God, not giving nothing, but I'm just, and I don't want, you're overvaluing what other people, the same people who never give you anything except their bad opinion about you. Hold your seat up. See, those are things we need to offer to God right now. See, those are fears. Those are fears. See, when you start offering tonight, you're thinking, well, Lord, I don't have any seed to plant. You know, you got to realize that you have a fear of what others are thinking. Is this blessing anybody? Okay, you can put your hand down now. Now, so I went through this fright period of my life like that when I thought, you know, because I believe that everybody. When I started writing the book that you're going to read, I started thinking, what will people think if they ever heard my story? I wouldn't tell it. I would never tell it. I never told it. And that's when Bishop Jakes and I one day just sat outside and we were just talking, just sitting down, just being guys. He said, you know what? You don't need to write a book about this. You need to tell your story. I said, man, nobody wants to hear my story. He said, you see me sitting out on this sidewalk. And so all of a sudden, again, your gifts. See, your gifts sometimes sound like your issues. Your gifts, your issues will make room for you. Oh, now listen, baby. Your gifts are issues for somebody. Everybody's not ready for who you are. No. You got things that God has placed on your heart that's going to blow some people away, but it's making room for you. It's blowing some people out of the way so it can make room for you. Where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? I thought she would never. I thought they would never. Where are they? They left. Why? Because they tried to get in the way of your gift. And it'll put you in the presence of great men. And when I say great men, I'm not talking about males. Great people, people of greatness. People that are connected to people that are going to help your gift go global.